As the stream is now live here at Track Loans, our drivers are all set up as we have a fantastic grid. I'll have to explain everything to everyone. This event was almost not even thought to have occurred, but with some last minute joins, we're going to have a great event. Starting though, who will actually be starting at pole position today for his help as a unanimous decision by the SLC field, we have Speedy at Star 1. Up in second, although this is not actually the race, this is qualifying. You can see the 951 car of East 951. In the 60s he sits. In his debut race is Jack Pro PC. Right behind in the 2070 T7 Jake. And in the 00, subbing for Novel 05, we have Jen Wolfie. Then we have Eris Netta in the 45. Then in the 12R, replacing me, is Performance Engineer. And then in his 32 car, two-time ROX Mods champion, we have Twin Triple V sits. Drivers are now clear to start pacing. We'd like to bring up our sponsors for this great event. We are presented by the following groups: Forza Racing League, an upcoming Forza Motorsports League. Fantastic league, you can check it out, it's in the description. Enderthalz, a YouTuber. Hey, you watched my videos, watch this race. We also have Monarch race team for WTRC. And with a great sponsor helping fund a lot of this event, actually, we have FRWC, Formula Racing World Championship. And finally, before we start going, at Gold Edit Ninja. Drivers are a little bit messed up in their pacing, that's okay though. This is only pacing for now. As you can see, noveler, you can increase your pace. Lights will turn green very quickly. Okay, everyone maintains 60 miles an hour except for the pace car. Pace car, make your way in. We're now seeing the green flag to drop out. Timer's out. You can see right up ahead. First lap's coming out as East is going up the hill. Good number of drivers right behind. Seems there's a little bit of a quarrel between Jack and Jake. Also in the back there. It seems to be 3 wide between Performance and Eris, as there appears to be a little bit of glitchiness. Performance is going to make their way into a little bit of drama there. As we see our first sectors, currently T7 Jake, the fastest one in, coming out of the chicane. That's a decent looking exit, though. Looks like Jack Pro catching up to East. East gets loose and spins himself out before he can start a lap. Jake in second, Jack Pro quick time. Twin Triple V sits in third. Jake to get loose as Eris Netta in fourth with East in fifth. Having not set a time yet, so you can see 4 people have not completed a time lap yet. East 951, Jen Wolfie, also known as SYURE. Speedy SR 1 and Performance Engineer, those are your people that did not have the ability to set a time lap though. So far so good for everyone except for Speedy SR 1. Jack Pro looking to potentially get another quick time lap. Purple Sector 1, Purple Sector 2 coming into the chicane now. As now he's making his way out of the chicane. Great looking exit, coming up to the final little set of kinks here. And he rolls a little bit on the curves. That's a beautiful way to exit this out of this lap. Not quite the fastest lap, but it is good enough for quick time. Anyone able to challenge him? It looks like Eris Netta is improving her lap. Eris Netta will improve, but not enough to make any sort of stance. As Jack hasn't much of a faster lap. Twin Turbo, though, looking for a quicker lap in the 32 machine. As he's looking very quick out here through the carousel. He's out of the carousel nice and alright. Oh, and he spun himself around. That's not going to be a good one. Jack Pro with another Purple Sector 2. Or Sector 2, yeah. Yep. Coming into the FRWC straight into the little set of kinks. May this one be better. He gets a little loose off the exit. It is going to go quick time once again. Let's see if T7J could get himself by Twin there. This Enderthalz will finish the lap. What about T7 Jake? T7 Jake going to make his way through. Does not improve. So far, everyone has set a time except for Speed Answer 1. Though Speed Answer 1 going to be provisional pole due to an agreement between all the drivers. So Enderthalz very quick on her Sector 1 as Perf slides into second quickest Perf with a purple Sector 1. This is a fast-looking lap coming up for Perf in that 12R machine. Although it's also a fast one for Jack Pro. Look at that. He's only coming to the little final sector as he goes pretty well through. Goes quick time. It's a new track record with a 46.590, at least for the ROX Mods. But how long is this going to stand as Perf goes side by side with Novel 05? He makes his way through the chicane nice and easy. And it's probably lemon squeezy going through the final turn. Gets loose. That's not going to be good. Oh, that was a bad crash for Perf. That's not going to be any proof of him as Twin slides him out of the second place spot. Still at the podium, though. As that's a solid looking lap for Twin. Maybe he might have something to show up. As you can see, also T7 Jake having gone in front of Enderthalz. I believe your leader is still Jack Pro overall. As you can see, Jack Pro overlapping Speedy SR1 there. Although, again, Speedy SR1 will be given the pole position. So we're going to see 1 minute to go for Jack Pro. This lap will not be valid. 1 minute to go for Jack and everyone else. Jack is leader. As Twin comes to the line, will he improve? Yes, he will, but not enough for quick time, though. He's got to get a lap record-breaking type of lap if he wants to get that pole position. It's very close, though, for Jack Pro. I believe he might have more than 1 lap to go. Depends on when Jack can get in. Jack does have a significant lead over everyone else. We'll maybe try to do some sort of strategy where he backs off. I'm not too sure. You see T7 Jake with a quick looking lap already starting off. Same with there. So he gets loose though. That might kill his lap. What about Eris? Okay, Jack, when you get to the line, you're going to be 1 to go. And everyone else, they got 2 to go. Look at that. Purple Sector 3 for Jack. It's Twin Turbo V6 coming in. I don't think it's going to be enough though. It doesn't look like it. It is good enough to improve, though. As Enderthalz making her way over. Still 1 to go for everyone. Jack Pro is the person on the final lap. He's making his way through the carousel. So everyone 1 to go until I say you guys are done. You see your drivers coming over. 1 to go for you, Perf. As Jack Pro now making his way over. That's a quick looking lap. I don't know if it's going to be enough to be another lap breaking track record. As Jack Pro's going to make his way through, he is done. When you guys cross the line, you guys are done. Twin Turbo V6 making his way through the last little set of S's. Will he be able to improve himself? No, he will not. Performance might be the next person to do anything. So, just do like a cooldown lap and pull into the pit lane once you get this all done with, by the way. Alright, you guys are done. You guys are done. We're now currently waiting on... Okay, I think everyone has been completed now. We look at your pole position. It is Jack Pro PC with a 46.590. Twin Turbo V6 in second. Although we are going to move Speedy up to the pole position. So... Other than Speed SR1, it's going to be... So, actually, pole will be Speed SR1, Jack Pro in second, Twin Turbo V6 in third, Performance Engineer in fourth, Jen Wolfie is in fifth, T7 Jake in sixth place, in seventh place is going to be Enderthalz, and then East 951 in last place. We will briefly pause to play the U.S. Anthem. And actually, I think I have an idea for you guys. No, if you could line up... Yeah, if everyone could just cross the line just once. No one's improved, thankfully. No, if you could come up to the starting line. I think what I want to do is actually if everyone could come out of the pit lane onto not the grid, but if you guys could line up diagonally with maybe a little bit of space between you guys. Except for Nar. Nar could line up straight. So if you guys line up diagonally this direction, like how I'm facing by position. So again, speed at 1, you're going to start pole position. So please head over to where I am. Line up like in the direction I'm in. You two move back. You two move out of the way. So speed at 1, if you can line up here. Okay, in second place, I want Jack Pro. We'll stay on the grass. You guys should be on the grass just in case. Yeah, stay on the grass. Okay, so on the grass. On the grass. Please get into the grass. I mean, not on the grass. What am I saying? Get onto the asphalt. Sorry, that was my bad. I was like confused. Yeah, everyone get onto the asphalt by position. Speed at 1. Move up, please. Thank you. Alright. We're going to look for the United States anthem. And I'm going to see if I can play in... I can't play in the game, right? Let me see where I found it last time. Because screw Canada. Damn. I have no clue what the condition of my mic is. I'll move myself away a little bit. Is there anybody that's missing? Twin. Twin's been inserted back. So I don't have the biggest of speeches to give about America at the moment. It's not 4th of July anyways, but given, you know, the status of the event, this being an American style series, it's a pleasure to have you guys all here today. And I think let's, you know, I'm going to cut it to the point. Let's get racing. So, that being said, drivers, head to your car, start your engines up. Let's start going. We're going to change the theme, though don't quite go yet. Gotta get things set up. We're going to be doing a 40-lap race. which should take about 35 minutes. But in a nutshell, is everybody ready to get going? Okay, so how... Manchester. Told him not to use exploits, but, well, he did that on his own. Thankfully, it's on someone that's not showing up tonight. That won't cause too many issues. Not if I do this. Yeah. If anyone disconnects, please just try to... If anyone disconnects, we'll find out if you're disconnected by your car not being there. It's fine. Just tell him that he isn't supposed to exploit at the current time at all because it is serious. We're going to do 3 pace laps. We're going to be watching from an orbit. Okay, so is everybody ready? Need 8 confirmations. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Air's not ready. East not ready. Okay, wait on Eris and East, and once you two are, then we'll get going. The basis of the pacing: go when you see the person ahead of you go, and try to maintain 3 car lengths of space. East is now ready, waiting on Arisnetta to get ready. Yeah, it's okay. I would also like to bring up the corner cut limit for this race is going to be 25. I know that sounds strict, but it is actually quite hard to get a cut here in general. So actually, in a sense, that's pretty lenient. The penalty will be a 10-second time penalty, unless otherwise serious cuts have been made. If you've been encountered to do a serious cut, it will be a instant 10-second penalty. The corner cut limit is 25 cuts. You do more than that, you will get a 10-second time penalty. If you are, however, observed cutting the entire track, you will be heavily penalized, of course. There are a couple turns you can technically do that, although as long as it's gray, it's okay, with the exception of the main straightaway. I'm gonna let Manchester rejoin. He can be a good person, but if I see it again, then he's out. I'm also gonna post a stream. Alright. Eris, are you ready? Oh, okay. Sorry. East, please say ready as soon as you can. Please get ready as soon as you can. It has been 46 minutes, so... But given the circumstances, I'm glad we have a race in the first place. Speedy, there's no need to spam. We know you're ready. We're just waiting on East to get ready. Okay, East is ready again. Lights are now yellow. Go when the driver ahead of you goes. Speedy. As you see, drivers now taking off. There's a little bit of issue up there in the back. That's okay. You guys just need to make your way up. Drivers now making the way back up. Speedy SR1, the first time ever leading a race, or at least from the start. Drivers now make the way up. Again, try to give a little bit of space, but it's okay. Pacing is looking okay, though could fit us up a little bit. No. Speedy. Hey, okay. We're not going to do tire warming since you guys spun out. I think one of you guys got to cut out of that. Alright, need you guys to fit yourselves. Please make your way back up. Speedy SR1, you're at pole, so please get back to pole position. And please don't tire warm because we saw what that did to, I believe, Jack Pro. Okay, pacing is looking relatively good. We still have 2 more pace laps to go after this. Of course, just so that we can get everything as organized as we can. Going to be checking for corner cuts. Please do not get corner cuts until we go green. It's looking a little wacky up there in the back, but not too bad. Okay, we got 2 laps to go till we start racing. Unless otherwise ordered not to, say you guys are disorganized at your start. I feel like Jack Pro might be a little embarrassed by that little little mistake, but that happens to us all. Just a bit. Okay, East, please let Eris by. You are in last, so please try your best to be last. Okay, we got 1 lap to go. Yeah, pacing's looking almost good enough. Remember, I should mention, by the way, no overtakes until you're past the line. Otherwise, you're going to give back the positions you took by the amount of positions you took. Okay, this should be 1 to go. So, no overtakes until you guys get to the starting line. Just so you guys know. Or else you're going to jump penalty. Looking back at Eris could go a little bit quicker. Okay, it's about good now. A lot of strong drivers in the front of the field. You can see drivers of the names like Jack Pro, Twin Turbo V6, Performance Engineer, and even Jen, T7 Jake, Eris. Most of this field is quite stacked, and even getting a surprise pole if we have speed at R1. So guys, when you guys are up there, maintain 60 miles an hour. Make your way into the pit lane as fast as you can. Hold pace. Hold pace. Jack Pro, back up. Okay. Hold pace. Continue to hold pace. Continue to hold pace. Green flag. Green flag. Green flag. No jump on twin. Clear. Drivers now going side by side for the front. You can see speed at R1 speeding out on the crest of the hill. Meanwhile, for the lead, it's a tight-knit battle between Twin and Jack Pro. Jack Pro, the 66 car, Twin in the 32 up in the front at the position. As you can see, Performance not too far behind, as well as I think that was Jake and Jake and Jen battling it out for a position there. Meanwhile, for the lead, side by side down the back straightaway, coming into the chicane. Jack with the move. Who's got the exit though? It might be Twin with the better exit than Jack. It's looking about the same though, looking back at that. Coming to the final turn. Twin gets loose. How did he spin himself out? He got a little loose there, but he kept it rolling. And so far so good this lap around. As you can see, Twin being approached by, I believe that car is, by the looks of it, I believe that's Perf in the 12R taking over my spot for this race. Yeah, what a lovely scheme it is. He hits the wall though. That's going to cost him a lot of time. You see Twin getting back up to Jack Pro. The exit of the hairpin, that looked like a pretty good one. But the gap between the two is going to be a big one. It's going to be even worse for Twin here. Bad luck strikes. He's already back into 4th place out of the podium. As you see, he's sliding over for the 5th place spot potentially with Twin here. Where's Eris? Eris all the way back there, side by side with Jen. Looks like the two of them had a little bit of a quarrel earlier on. As Perf is out there for the lead. You can see the 3-way battle now between Twin, Jake, side by side. Both of them crossing over for a brief bit. Two of these were good at champion ride. Both of them loose. Through the carousel they go. And Twin is going to be dominant of these two. As it looks like Eris is going to make the move by East there. East going to make the move on Eris back though. Coming out of the hairpin. She gets loose, taps the wall. And looking back at T7 Jake. And Twin is ahead. Eris Netta and East still at it. With Jen not too far behind. Let's move this thing back up here. Oh, whoa, what happened there? Jake, for whatever reason, got loose. That's going to cost him a lot of time. Went from 4th. Now I think it's going to be battling for 7th with Jen. Now, I might be just out of his reach. So you can see Jack Pro getting hunted down by Performance Engineer. Little by little, inch by inch. This series is more so about your ability to maintain a car very quickly. No need for strategy. It's all skill. As the gap has been broken down to 0.3 of a second. I think by the assumption that I missed this, looks like the two of them had a little bit of a... Or it looks like Jack Pro might have hit the wall or something, and that cost him a bit of time. Although Perf inching side by side, coming to the carousel. And it looks like we have a new leader. That's going to be Performance Engineer. Although not for long. Jack Pro going to try to fight himself back. Let's see how it goes into the hairpin. Two of them still side by side on the exit. Looks like Jack Pro gets a better exit than Performance Engineer. As he's back to the point. Performance Engineer going to try to make a move. Jack loose. And loses the lead. I'm stumbling here with excitement. Oh, that's going to be a bad one for Jack Pro. He spun it almost, but he will keep it rolling. Performance Engineer at the lead. Twin Turbo V6 in 3rd. Looking just at the other side of the straightaway from Jack Pro now. And probably gaining. He lost a lot of inertia coming into turn 1. He's got a lot of ground to make up for that. Looking over at Eris Netta. Eris Netta already had a beast. Oh, but how long is that going to last? That looks like she got very loose there. But she'll keep it going without too much big issues. And as you can see, Speedettes are one lap down now. Currently about an 8th through the race. And going to be a little bit less now. As you can see, Jack Pro really hunting down, putting up the boosters almost it seems on Performance Engineer. So make the way up through Fil Rouge and then into the club section. Looks like Jack's got some really good lines out for Perf here. Coming to the carousel now. He's just coming closer, closer, closer. As Perf is really seeming to get really desperate with his lines. Trying to see how much he can hold him off for. Not for long. He's right on his tail, going side by side through the hairpin. Now both of them side by side through the chicane. Jack Pro, don't take this position. You cut to get that move. Clear, clear, clear. Had to host as long as. Sorry about that. We are back. It looks like Jack Pro did make the move on Perf for a bit, although it is not alright to get a move by doing a cut. cut through the chicane entirely as Arisneta loses a little bit of time on a lovely looking drift through turn 1. Not so lovely up the crest of the hill. There's a spin. She's gone back into her feet. East is going to gain a little bit of time on that, you can see. Anyways, back up there for the front with a little bit more of a gap now as Performance Engineer. Performance going to get loose. It's going through nice and easy. What about Jack Pro? Jack Pro really loose there on the guts, you can see. As Jake is going to end up one lap down, I believe. Jake had a really good start, but seemed to come into a bunch of issues earlier. Likely with crashing or something of the likes. This is one of the hardest tracks to race on in the entire schedule. So, it is easy to make a mistake. And when you make a mistake in a series where there's no yellows most of the time on a road course, or pit stops, it's hard to make up that time. There could easily be a yellow though. This track is prone to flips and other things that could easily spark one. Performance Engineer now making its way through the back straightaway. Jack Pro catching a little bit up. As you see Jake with a nice drift there. He's going to surrender that spot up to Jack Pro. Now one lap down for Jake. Have 2 cars now a lap down. As the Performance Engineer only 2 seconds behind from Perf and gaining time. As in losing time actually. And it seems to be the same thing for Twin Triple V6. All 3 of them still, after about 9 laps, coming to 10. Less than a 10-second gap between the top 3. So I'm sharing their Discord information. I'm going to not show too much of that. See Jack Pro just inching closer and closer and closer to Performance Engineer. Performance is a fast driver. He's got the performance. You've seen what he's done at Bertram Devresi with his incredible 0 pit stop performance. He's good with dead tires, although how is he going to be when everyone has the same tires? No one's tires dies out in this series. Everyone's just got the same tires overall. They do feel kind of like they're dead though, so that could come to his advantage. They are a lot slicker than a lot of other series are. They're supposed to represent hard compound tires. As Speed at Tier 1 spins itself out. 2 laps down. It looks like Jen is the last person to finish this lap on the lead lap. Jack gonna get loose. Does a nice drift through the chicane, though that's not gonna help him too much time-wise. His twin is making its way through. There's no now coming out of the chicane. Speed at 1 still not 2 laps down from her.
Speed at 1 still not.
Is my video catching up my voice?
Catching up my voice.
Testing. Yeah, that was okay, so we've corrected that. You could hear my stream through one of the drivers that has voice chat access. That's okay. Backshibe is not in the race. But while we were in that little brief moment there, you can see Jack Pro's cutting down the gap a little bit on Performance Engineer. Overlaps Novel 05. I mean, fuck, Jen. Only for a bit though, gets loose. Of course, he's not the leader though, as Jen is still 1 lap down. Missed a little bit of action there. Did a little distraction. Do apologize as Jen has hit the wall. That probably would have been a pretty bad one. Have to been a real race, but thankfully it's just Roblox. Everything's nice and good so far. Ooh, Perf a little loose, although not going to affect his lap too much. I think Jack Pro lost a little bit of time on him on this lap. I could have said the same for Twin. So he's just coming up to the line, just crosses it. Now he's 10 seconds down, excuse me. Back up at the front. Between Perf and Jack Pro. You see Jack Pro just coming right out the carousel. Perf taps the wall. That's going to give a lot of time to Jack Pro there as he comes to the hairpin. out of the hairpin now, as East is now finding himself to not be a lap down. It's hard to stay on the lead lap on this track. Of course, you could get that lap back if there is a caution. Well, it depends on that. As Perfect's gonna get loose, he saves it. What an incredible save by Performance Engineer. He will keep it. He will keep going. He'll even keep his lead. How long though? Because Jack is right behind him and hunting him down very quickly now. It's a very close one between the two. As East is gonna back out of the way. Now he's a lap down. As the two leaders are battling their hardest for this lead position. Two of them actually never even raced in ROX Mods before, but have had a strong history in the GTI series. Prove themselves as pretty much quite at home in these road course races. Might also notice the cars are a little bit different than the last generation of road course cars. Different looking headlights, different aero, more downforce. Everything about these is a little bit different and a little bit closer to the GTI cars. So maybe that might help a little bit more to their benefit. As you can see, East with a really bad spin back there. Look at him for just a second. He goes backwards completely. Back up to the bow at the front. You see speed are 1 now, 3 laps down. As Performance is going to go wide. Same with Jack. Still about a second between the two of them. Seems like Enderthalz is trying to also hunt down Twin little by little. So he makes his way through the carousel. Enderthalz coming to the carousel. Back up at the front though. Through the back straightaway, you can see the two of them close between Performance Engineer and Jack Pro PC. That looked like a really good answer for Jack Pro. Much better than Performance. He's coming up at a pretty good speed. He got a little loose off that curb, but looked like that helped him almost. It's interesting. Only a half sec between the two of them. Coming up through Faux Rouge and into the club section once again. Jack Pro did not seem to do the best through Faux Rouge as he went over the crest. As you can see, Enderthalz is also hunting down little by little towards East. Can't quite see them though. So we're going to keep on focusing on Jack Pro versus Performance Engineer for the lead. I mean, that's after all, that's a battle. You got the battle for the podium, but you also got to worry about the battle for the lead. Battle for the lead is probably one of the more intense ones. Performance Engineer still leading on lap 17. He gets loose off of turn 1. What about Jack Pro? Jack Pro hit the wall. No, he did not. Looks like he had a much better exit than he did. He's coming for him. He's coming very hot. And I believe Jack Pro does have a good history at Track Loans versus Performance. I think this actually might be Performance's first race at Track Loans. But still, I think he's found himself quite at home. That was a good way through the hairpin for Performance Engineer. Let's look at the lap times. Performance Engineer, last lap was actually another track record. Not too far behind was actually Enderthalz, who's also been very quick this time. So, two of them been hauling it. Got new track records with these cars. Again, everything about these cars is just a little bit faster than last year's. I think Jack Pro might have just barely skimmed the wall. That might affect his times a little bit. He did make up a bit of time last lap. Ooh, yep. When you get loose like that, that costs you a lot of time. You use your handbrake, you'll save yourself from spinning, and that'll cost you even more time if you spin. But just having to save yourself in the first place will cut off a lot of time. So you can see Performance Engineer all the way through the hairpin. See the FRL and Monarch Racing Team signs there. Jack Pro actually paid for one of those. So overall, good job on him. And it looks like things are so far split up between the two. Enderthalz is catching up to Twin. So yeah. Oh, that's a wall smack for Jack Pro PC. Looks like we'll be a little bit in a boring moment here in a little bit, unless something exciting comes up. Performance Engineer, current leader. We'll be watching from him. We are starting to approach the halfway point as the cross flags will come up next lap. Performance Engineer make his way through the chicane and up through the FRWC straight away through to the final kink. gets loose, but that's a beautiful way to get to our cross flags. We're down cross flags drivers halfway through the race. That leads us to our first commercial break of the night. We will still be showing these guys on the multi-screen, so don't be worried. If anything exciting comes up, we'll be switching right back. We'd like to thank our sponsors for this, with, of course, Forza Racing League. Forza Motorsports Racing League coming up. They do a lot of things, including dirt racing. I'd like to thank Enderthalz, otherwise known as Ender Rock, on YouTube. A good YouTuber, a good friend. And of course with Jack Pro. We'll get to them in a second, but FRWC, Formula Racing League, as you see their signs back there. Pleasure to get them to help us out. Edit Ninja. Very helpful hand there, really, with Edit Ninja. And of course, we got Monarch Racing Team. Big thanks out to Monarch Racing Team for helping us. They're a big help with their team and everything. And that's actually Jack's team, so let's see how Jack is doing real quickly. So our commercial break is over. Jack not too far behind. So he's making his way through chicane. It seems like the field is kind of about spread out a bit by now. Jack Pro got a little loose on the exit, cuts his way through. Nothing too heavy. It seems like everyone's getting on cuts so far through this race. Again, it's hard to get a lot of cuts on this track. Oh! Jack Pro getting a little loose, taps a wall. That wasn't the worst thing that could have happened to him. To get turned all the way around, although he did lose about a second or two of time off of that. So that'll be a little painful for Jack Pro, although probably won't be too bad. Still got a lot of time left in this race, and there's a lot of room to get up. See though, only top 4, the people that are still on the lead lap. Jen has actually found its way by East 951 at some point through. I believe probably lap 16 was about the point where that happened. I couldn't really see what was going on between the two. But if you see any battles, I'll switch over to them. Oh, what? Once again, Jack Pro loose off the crest and spins himself out. He might be pushing a little bit too hard. He's got to make that time up, but making that time up won't be worth anything if you keep on crashing like that. Overall, though, still pushing quite hard as we're seeing drivers pushing to the 45s. This is GT3 levels of speed. That's impressive. It is indeed a new track record. I didn't see this a couple laps ago, but while we're at it, let's watch Performance Engineer. He's been hauling it. As well as Netta, who's also been hauling. You know, I mean, I'm not one to quote anything here, but Jack Pro might be beaten in 2 ways. Of course, he could change things tomorrow, but for today, it could be completely possible that his lap record might be shattered by a ROX mod, driven by somebody that's proper as Purpose loose. Great save once again by Performance Engineer. As I see a car loose there, I think a Speedy SR1. Once again, another lap down. Sorry that pole. Struggled throughout the race. Although it is hard to stay on the lead lap in this track anyways. As Jack Bros now found himself over 12 seconds behind. He might just want to change his strategy up to just focusing on keeping second. And focusing his energy towards tomorrow's race. Seems to be a little bit of a gap between Eris and Twin that's starting to cut down a bit. Yeah, it seems like it is. Quite a bit. Twin Turbo V sits out of the carousel as I think you might just about... Yeah, I saw a little bit of Eris Netta out there at the back. Fuck. Is there coming to the turn? Oh, whoa. I thought a tire smash up there. I was about to be like Did we just see a tire break in the ROX Mods? Like, from a track crash? But no, that was just a little bit of a lag issue. That scared the crap out of me. But everything seems to be good for Eris as of now. She had a few connection issues earlier. Let's see if this would affect anything later on. Don't want to jinx anything, but that, of course, could be an easy possibility. She gets loose off the crest, but looking back at Perf, might just about extend its lead. Gonna check our cuts once again. Speedy hits are the most cuts out of anyone in the field. Still far from getting a penalty. As it looks like Jen is gonna find himself another lap down. Gonna be on the lead lap on track loans. You gotta be pushing. But you can see the clear gap between first and second. I think Jake might have, yeah, he pulled off a little bit earlier. That's alright, we still got 7 drivers left in the field. Speedy hits are 1. He has pulled off 2, so that leaves us with 6 drivers left in this race. Not too much has really seemed to have occurred between then and now. For the last, I'd say, 5 laps, things have been about the same. Curious though, because it looks like Eris has been sort of catching up to Twin. As Perf gets a little loose. I'm gonna watch him finish this lap and switch over to those two. Perf is going to spin himself out, and probably in one of the most frustrating ways you can. This allowed Jack Pro to do anything. No! He had a little bit of a chance to get back up there, but Jack Pro has also spun himself out, puts himself further back. So I'd say about the two of them are about the same gap still. There's Netta. You could just almost hear her. I think I saw her just barely coming out of the chicane. Yeah, there's Netta starting to catch up a little bit to Twin. It's about a whole straightaway still between the two. About 1,000 studs, I believe, is distance of that front straight. As Twin has overlapped East 951. You see Eris just barely peeking out through the hairpin. So, clearly Twin's gotta start pushing Jen with an improved looking lap performance with a hot lap coming up potentially. I think I might have slammed to the wall there. It looked like he was going a little slow there coming out. Going back to Eris, Netta, and Twin. The two of them have been quite close. So this might be the battle of the race so far. It might be for the podium. The performance is your current leader. Has Perf crashed? Perf has crashed. Although he still has a great lead over Jack Bro, so it's not going to mean too much for him. There's Netta, a little wide on the exit, but getting a little bit closer. It's not too much closer. They drop back to 30 seconds, and that little wall smack on turn 1 certainly did not help. Although I think Jack Pro might have caught up a little bit. It doesn't look like he's caught up too much though. It's about a whole sector now between Performance Engineer and Jack Pro PC. Full 16 seconds. Actually, I say that's a little more than a sector. And Air is just finally coming in. I think she had a big issue. I'm assuming she probably spun or something. And she might be the next person to be a lap down from Performance Engineer. It's not right behind her, but he is coming up to her. Probably about just about across the line now, so he's got a bit of a gap, but still starting to approach Jairus. And there's Twin again. I think Twin might have done some sort of mistake. Jack Pro PC not seem to catch the pace to get back up to Performance Engineer. He might be able to capitalize on any sort of mistakes that Perf makes. I don't know how much of a mistake he'd have to make to lose a full 17 seconds. But it could be possible too, could do the deal. I think there's only 7 laps to go for the drivers. So I will let drivers know when there's only 5 to go. See Perf there in the 12R GGS machine. But that might be the first time that thing has ever seen the lead of a race. I wouldn't say the lead of a race, but if it crosses the line, that'll be the first time that the 12R has won an SLC event. Of course, not by me, but by Performance, who I'd argue is better than me in a lot of aspects. It's actually up this gap to 25 seconds. I believe Jack Pro made some sort of mistake. As Twin is starting to catch up to Jack Pro. Only 3 seconds between the two of them for the second place spot. Arisneta also only 5 seconds behind. From about 5 seconds. Jack's got to push a lot if he wants to have a chance of keeping at least the second place spot. He might be strong with the podium though. As Twin probably wanting to prove himself. Little loose off that chicane, keeps it going strong. And it gets a little loose and down to the inside, keeps it rolling without any issues. By the way, drivers, I'd like to mention we are 5 laps to go. So there's 5 laps in the 5 laps left in the race if you guys have crossed the line yet. As nobody really seems to have any sort of penalty over cuts, which is good. I think Jack Pro is starting to outrun Twin once again, although I think the win might be just out of his real. That's a big one for Jack once again, although he did keep it rolling and he will keep his second place spot. But that certainly did not help with the case with Twin. As Twin is making his way through Faux Rouge. Although coming to 3 laps to go now for Performance Engineer. And it looks like he's about to overlap Arisneta. Oh, Perf loose and drifts it into the corner. Great save and great execution of that save, I'd say. It's been driving that thing to its, completely to its ability. As Twin taps the wall once again, that's going to cost him some time. Arisneta just making her way through. Still at the lead lap. Performance 2 to go. Would like to bring up also, by the way, everyone that has finished this race, please do a cooldown lap. And do not overtake people that are a lap down. Also, Perf, I'll be set grabbing you a little bit lower if you win this one, or whoever wins this one, but I think it's probably going to be Perf. If you win this one, I'll be set grabbing you a little lower. As somebody spun out, that was speed, I couldn't even see them. White flag in the air. There's Netta. It looks like Perf is slightly backed off a little bit from Eris here. I mean, truth be told, he does have a big gap, but I don't think he needs to push much at this point. As there's another driver that has stopped his car. I think that was Jack Pro. No, it's not Jack Pro, that was Twin. Twin on the final lap. Twin seems to disconnect on the final lap, but your winner, as they're already on the final lap, will be Performance Engineer. Eris Netta will be one lap down. I think if she could finish this lap, she'll be in second or something. So Performance cooldown lap coming into the third place spot. We're coming to second. Looks like it's going to probably be Jack Pro unless something comes up. Although you can see crossing the line right now is Jen Wolf. So cooldown lap. Eris now going to make herself ahead of Twin for third. As Jack Pro is going to finish second. Please do a cooldown lap. As Perf has been set grabbed. Have your finishing order basically by now. Performance Engineer going to do some celebratory donuts. So yeah, don't cross the line just yet, by the way. So just like wait before the line. Here, there's Performance. It's good. Good one. All right. Make way into the pits, or not. You could go. You could go. Performance. You could go. You could go. Everyone else into the pits though. And Jack Pro, please don't cross the line yet. Don't cross it. You see, doing our celebratory donuts can have Performance Engineer. First time driving in the ROX Mods. First time racing at track loans. Does not matter. This guy will win the race. Jen, stop. You're good. Alright. When you are satisfied, Performance Engineer, just make your way into the pit lane. Sarah's not gonna make her way back. Bonk. Alright, just park your car. Park here. Park here. Alright, we got your winner, Performance Engineer. Do you want a interview? Probably gonna interview the top three. A vocal one. I'm gonna unmute you if you want. Is that okay? No? Okay. No interview? Clarified? Okay. Thank you, though. Good win. We'll get you to the podium in just a second, so just stay around for just a bit more. We'll get to you in a second, Eris, but let's get to Jack Pro PC. If he's still here. Yes, he is. Jack Pro PC. Couldn't quite get the win, but you still got more chances, and this is a pretty good debut race, I'd say. How's second? Let me just unmute you.
I could have done better. I think I had the most crashes out of the whole field, because I did not understand how to drive this. Like, I was fine at first, but then it was just like, I tried to experiment with the corners so I could get a better lap, and it seems like everything I tried only made it worse.
It's a very different type of driving car, although I'd say pace-wise, it seems like it's almost as fast as a GT3's car.
Yeah, I guess so.
Still think you did pretty well. Is there anything you'd like to say, any sponsors you'd like to bring up? I mean, you did pay for one after all.
Monarch. You gotta go join. Say it out loud. Discord.gg/capital EAZA lowercase DA the number 3. That's it for me.
Alright, thank you, Jack. We're going to move up to Eris Netta. Eris, I believe you can unmute yourself, so bring me through.
Hello? I have to say something.
Mm-hmm.
I thoroughly regret having purposely not participated in any track loans ROX Mod races, because this is extremely fun. I do have to add that I'm really sorry about what happened to Twin. I saw him on the fucking lap before final lap. I saw him just disappear.
Yeah.
Like, his car was just at the exit of the hairpin, and I was like, what happened to him? What happened to him? Like, if that was honestly a fluke for me, because I messed up 3 times, actually. I ate garbage on the clutch sector because I went a bit too wide and I hit the wall straight on, and that just stopped me. After that, I hit the wall on the inside of the hairpin. And then I hit the wall on the outside of last turn, which gave me like a 13-second deficit against my previous 2-second deficit from Twin. And then he just lost connection, I guess? I don't know what happened to him. It's a shame. I would have really liked for it to be run differently, even if I didn't end in third. Because he was doing well. I did notice that Perf just dominated. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like, 40 seconds. 40. It was kind of scary. Because I'm pretty sure it's his first time driving the ROX Mods. Why?
It's his first time driving the ROX Mods and his first time racing on track loans, I believe. So
I'd have to check that last one. I mean, I think he'd be able to answer. But, yeah. Oh, yeah. I didn't pay for a sponsor, but fuck you. I might. Play Miata Simulator. Just Miata Simulator on Roblox. It's the best game ever. You should play it.
I second this.
Can confirm have played. Oh my god, no way. He really did that.
Alright. I am going to now teleport everyone onto the podium, although the people I want on the podium is going to be the drivers themselves, so please, if you're not on the podium, please step off. Alright, so drivers on the podium. Third place is here, first is here, second is here. So, here's your podium. Well, first, let me introduce you guys with a little tomfoolery. What was that one song that always plays at F1?
Guys, you know what young drivers do when they get the champagne?
1 second, let me play it.
Play it. Play the song. Play it. You have to. I wish I could point this at fucking Robo. God, fuck you. Come here. Yeah, shit.
Jack Pro doing a freaking tornado out here. No dar. No. Alright, that should conclude everything. I'm going to get one podium shot and we will finish up the stream. So please, if I could just get the guys that got into the podium line up properly by the trophies. You guys will all get these nice little trophies, by the way. I know that Jack is probably yearning for the gold one. But yeah. Alright, let's get this picture in 3, 2, 1. Let's try it again. 3. I'll let you guys try doing them out. 3, 2, 1. Photo. That might have worked. Alright, thank you guys for all coming. I was honestly not even expecting this race to happen in the first place, so honestly, for it to go the way it has, it's been great. I say this has probably been one of the best ROX Mod races I've seen. A lot of action. A lot of excitement and a lot of unexpected turnouts. Most certainly. Alright guys, that should commence the stream. I of course would like to thank once more our sponsors for this event. We're going to start off with actually, let me try to see if I can do some stuff real quickly. Before we do that, let's get our sponsors. We gotta get the sponsors. Presented by, once again, Forza Racing League, which has a huge image for the meme's sake. Enderthalz, or Enderrock on YouTube. Monarch Racing Team, WTRC. FRWC. And of course, Edit Ninja. We'll see you guys all tomorrow. There's more racing to come this entire weekend, up to Tuesday even. I'll tell you guys the schedule. You can also find those links for everything in the description of the video or the stream, from the different series to the advertisements themselves, which would benefit them quite heavily. But of course, for this weekend, starting tomorrow at 12 p.m. USPST, just at noon, at high noon, we got the GTI series. And then at 2 p.m. or whenever is convenient, if we could get the drivers, we have Mid's car. Those should be very easy to join. We might even allow some slightly less strict restrictions to join. So if you do want to race, that might be the one to try out. Of course, after this at 4 p.m. USPST, we will have WTRC 1960s Formula 1 cars, and that one's going to be an interesting one. Sunday morning, 10 a.m. We will be having a race you guys will not want to miss. It's going to be the Group C Historic event, and they will be featuring some of the best drivers in real racing, some of the best cars you've ever seen. It'll be a hell of a spectacle. So go there, 10 a.m. on Sunday, USPST. It is worth it. Then at 3 p.m. we have another easy event to enter, which is Touge Development Autocross. I believe there might even be a little bit of a separate prize. I'm not too sure though. And then, of course, Monday will be an off day. I'll probably be doing a game night in the SLC server, maybe even a stream, maybe something to mix things up a bit. And then, of course, on Tuesday night with the USSC sprint cars to close off the, I believe it might be called the, but with the USSC sprint cars, I believe it's going to be the Patriot GP50 or something like that. We're not sure exactly about those details, but as the weekend progresses, we'll get more details through. That'll be a cool event to watch. There'll be a lot more cars in that than any other races of the entire weekend. So that's the show to go to. Alright guys, that should commence this stream. I'd like to thank Performance Engineer specifically though, finally, for helping out to drive, and I don't think he expected to race. I didn't expect him to race, and he ended up winning. So with that being said, today might bring up a lot of surprises. Tomorrow might bring up more.